Hey community, welcome to Greater Rock Fitness. We are here today in our newest room, our spin room, which looks suspiciously like our yoga room. So don't worry folks, we'll still be keeping our yoga program, but we're thrilled to be announcing our newest program. We're offering spin indoor cycling. Now while spin indoor cycling is new to Greater Rock Fitness, it is not new to our instructor slash program director slash spin guru, John Dunbar. So could you tell us a little bit about what got you into spinning?
Sure. I came into spinning sort of accidentally. I was a runner in the past and herniated a disc in my back running Boston Marathon and spent many years trying to get back into training. And it wasn't until a friend of mine saw me out running and said, "Have you tried spinning?" And I said, "No, what is spinning?" "Indoor cycling." I thought, well, that sounds kind of boring. And kind of pushed him away for a while, and then finally got myself into a class. Sort of the motivation was to kind of shut him up, and I ended up getting
That's a good
hooked.
motivation.
Yeah, I got hooked. I took one class. One led to 3 a week, then to 5 a week, and 4 years later. And after about a year, I started teaching.
Nice. So you do many other things besides spinning, John. You have quite an extensive training routine that you do.
Yeah.
And spinning, do you find spinning is your main form of training, or it's a supplemental to your training and just helps with everything that you do?
Well, it really is what started all the other stuff for me. Once I got into shape, I was able to drop 30 pounds in 3 months through spinning alone. Wow. Then I got motivated to, wow, I wonder if I can get back into running and stay injury-free. And so then I started running again, and then my wife said, you should really try a triathlon. And so about 4 years ago, shortly after starting spinning, I tried my first triathlon, and then I got hooked into that. And so swimming, biking, and running are my primary activities now. And I would say that most of my time spent on a spin bike.
Spin bike.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching us right now that really don't even get the concept of what spinning is, myself included. I'm still pretty kindergarten level, or should I say spindergarten level, as far as spinning. So can you walk us through a little bit about what really, I think you told me at one point that a spin bike, the appeal of a spin bike is it feels the closest to a road bike of any cardio equipment.
Absolutely. If you've spent any time on a fitness bike or an indoor bike that you might find at most gyms, it's really not set up to multiple body styles. Where this bike, the spinner bike, is, we can adjust the handlebar height, we can adjust the seat height, we can also adjust how far forward and how far back the seat is. So really what we try to do is get people set up to a body form that is more comfortable for them.
Like an optimal body form?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, a little pressure on their knees, less pressure on their back. And from there, this bike is the wheel on the front that you see here spinning is directly tied. It is attached to the pedals. Okay. And so if I try to stop pedaling, that wheel will stop. Okay. That wheel on the front is around 45 pounds, and I'm creating momentum. And then I can change the resistance on that wheel by turning this knob and make it harder and harder.
Okay, I was curious. I wasn't sure if there was a way to change resistance other than just like pedaling faster or.
Absolutely.
Okay. So nice. Do you find that you get a lot of people in spin that are recovering from some injuries, like maybe can't run anymore or maybe can't go hard and heavy with their training? Do you find a lot of people use spin as a recovery tool?
People can absolutely use it, and they use it as, some people that have knee problems. This is a low impact activity for them to do, and they're still keeping that movement and keeping flexible. Some people maybe with hip injuries, it's a form, doctors have prescribed that for them. The other thing I find that a lot of people, maybe diabetics, it's getting them into a activity routine.
That's fairly user-friendly.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, we've had a couple of intro classes. Everyone's come out smiling so far.
Yeah. Good.
Which is a good thing. And it seems like it's it's not that difficult to pick it up. I think,
No.
as they say, it's just like riding a bike.
Exactly, exactly. Well, the interesting thing is that you find people from all different age groups. So high school athletes, it's a great way for them to preseason train, to get that endurance level up and to get that heart rate up. And so when they get out on that field or on that court early in the season, they're already ahead of the game. And then many of my students are in their 70s.
Nice.
And they're doing it 2-3 times a week, and the group atmosphere is really what spinning is about.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think anyone that's taught Group X classes or that's been to a Group X class, that's I think the appeal to it is you're in. If you're walking on the treadmill or you're walking at home, it's kind of boring, really. And you might be watching TV, but you come into a class, you got an instructor to motivate you. You got some cranking music, from what I hear. You have some good playlists, and you have other folks in the class, so there's going to be some chatter.
Right.
There's probably going to be some maybe giving the instructor a hard time, maybe I don't know. I don't know if that goes on. It goes on in my classes. I don't know. And you kind of get your cardiovascular in a group setting. That's a fairly not scary setting. It's not like if you're choreography challenged, like some folks claim they are. There's no choreography. You can just get on the bike and pedal. Now I know there's some different styles of the classes that you do. You've labeled. Can you tell the community a little bit about the different types of classes that you run?
There are 5 different energy zones in the spinning program, and we tend to focus more on 3 of them. There's a recovery zone. And then there's a race zone. Those are on the outside limits there. So we'll focus on the 3 middle ones, which are endurance, interval, and strength. So an endurance zone is really trying to get that heart rate to a certain level and hold it there.
Steady state.
Yeah, and that's a great fat burning workout. Interval zone is getting that heart rate up really high, bringing it back down to recover, and then repeating that. And that's great for that cardiovascular. And then finally, strength is great for getting building those muscles and climbing those hills.
So we're offering all 3 styles here in the classes that we're offering. We're offering, to start out with, we're offering 3 classes a week, Tuesday night and Thursday night at 5:30, and Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. We're doing 1 strength class, 1 interval, and 1 endurance. I'm going to guess there's going to be a few people at home that are still a little intimidated. Because I think that there's a little bit of a thought that spinning is kind of a niche thing and it's only really for hardcore bikers or for triathletes like yourself. And I think you can be the voice of experience to tell the community that's not the case. You've already said you've got people in the 70s. I think spinning is really an activity that anyone can do. And the fact that we offer a variety of classes, I think you might find a class that appeals to you a little bit more. You said the endurance one is a little lower state cardio, but a steady state cardio. Would that be a good place for someone that's brand new to come into?
Yeah, and the beauty of this type of program is that you are in absolute control of this bike. So if and it's in a group setting, if you're not ready to do the hill or the hill sprint, you don't have to.
That's nice.
So you get to control the resistance, the knob. You control how fast you're pedaling. Nobody's going ahead of you. These bikes don't move, so we're all together.
We hope they don't anyway.
Right. So it is really a great program to start, and you might be a little self-conscious at first. That quickly goes away.
Awesome. And I think you mentioned to me yesterday that you consider this, for a lot of people, this leads them, it's like a leaping pad to a lot of other events. So people might start out, I'm just going to take a few spin classes, and next thing you know, they get hooked, and they're going to go to maybe trying a 5K.
Yes, absolutely.
Or just some other things. So it propels people, it gets people kind of hooked into fitness, they feel better. And I think it allows them to understand that our bodies are meant to move, and that we really, sometimes we have a lot more in us than we might think.
Yeah. So many people join a gym with that, that intention of, I'm really going to go and I'm going to commit myself. It's really hard to do on your own. You get into a group fitness class like this, and then it's a lot easier to come. You get hooked right off the bat, or maybe after a few classes, and then you start seeing the results. You start seeing your weight go down. You start seeing that you're not getting out of breath climbing stairs. And then that leads you, well, what can I do more? And that's where people start road races. They may say, I've always wanted to do a triathlon, and they see that might be possible, or a marathon.
Yeah.
all those things. So.
And the beauty of doing spinning here at Greater Rock is once you want to do more, we have many more programs.
Yeah.
We have fit training, functional interval training class. We have metabolism blast class. We have free weights, barbells, dumbbells, other machines so people can cross train, they can run. We've got yoga classes for recovery, Pilates classes for recovery. So you can expand your fitness horizons here and get that cross training that you need to get the whole package if you come here to Greater Rock. So as you can see, folks, this is a pretty,
I'm working.
you know, she's working, he's working, and I'm just standing here talking, so I could go on all day. But since John's already taught a class and I think he's wearing out, we're going to encourage you to come to Greater Rock Fitness, to give us a call to reserve a spin bike, because we have a feeling it's going to be kind of popular.
Full classes, so,
yeah, if you want to make sure that you have a bike, call 802-463-4344. Again, it's Tuesday night, 5:30, Wednesday morning, 6 a.m., Thursday night, 5:30, Greater Rock Fitness, spin with the spin guru, John Dunbar. Thanks, John.
You're welcome.